All right, so hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. All right, so quickly without wasting time, today I want us to do the part 2 of the last vintage shirt I dropped, how to cut a vintage shirt. All right, this is the part 2 where we're going to sew the shirt. We're going to stitch it. All right. So if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. Encourage me, guys. I think I'm trying. All right. So also, if you check in the description below, there's a link to my WhatsApp group. If you want to join my WhatsApp community so that you can interact freely, and if you have questions, you can ask, click the link below and join my WhatsApp group so that we'll communicate much more easier. Right? So without wasting time, let's hit into the video and stitch our vintage shirt. Thank you, guys. All right, so for us to sew our vintage shirt, remember with the last video was how to cut it. For us to sew it, I'm going to show us how we are going to sew this vintage shirt. Okay. Now these are the front pieces. All right. A lot of persons were asking questions. They were saying I made a mistake while cutting the front piece because I didn't give button allowance. But all of that is going to be sorted out now. All right. So the first thing is for us to address the issue of the button allowance. Okay. So now this was how I cut this vintage shirt. If you remember, if you still remember the cutting video, I recorded this in by about 6 inches, 5.5. All right. So next thing for us to do now, how are we going to get our button allowance? This is simply how we are going to achieve that. Okay. We'll simply, this is one of the front pieces. There are two front pieces. That is the right hand side. This is the left hand side of the front piece. All right. This is it. So simply for us to get our button allowance, first we are going to apply gum here. Okay. Interfacing. All right. This is the kind of interfacing I'm using for this one. I'm using paper gum. You can use cut stay. You can use any of the soft gums at all that you have. There's no problem with that. This is paper gum. You can use stay, all right, cloth gum, whatever you call it, interfacing. So I'm going to apply the going to gum it here. Just apply water. Now gum it. This is the back side, all right. So I'm going to fold it back the way it was, all right. The way it was initially, I'm going to still fold it back like that. Okay. It's a step-by-step thing. Okay, very simple, step by step. So you can say I folded it back the way it was before. All right, I folded it back. Now, how am I going to get my button allowance? I'm simply going to get my button allowance by pushing out this inner allowance to come out by half inch. Remember, this is where the notch is. All right. So from this notch point here, I will push this to come out by half inch. All right. This becomes my button allowance. Can you see this? It's like this. I push it to come out by what? Half an inch. And that becomes my button allowance. So I'm going to do that on both sides. All right. So watch this. I have excess here because I pushed it out. So I'm going to simply trim off this excess I have here. Simply trim it off. You see that? Simply trim it off. So I'm going to do the same thing with the what? With this other side. The same thing I did here, I'll do for this other side. As simple as that. Alright, so you can see the same thing I did to this side, I've replicated to this side. Now this was our initial center, the initial center. So to bring them together, this forms an overlapping that gives you what? A button allowance. Alright, so for those that were asking how about the button allowance, this is how you get your button allowance. You simply fold your neck this way, you fold this way, and your vintage shirt is almost there. Hope you can see it. Just let's continue. So if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on. And also, in case you want to join my WhatsApp group, there's a link in the description below. Hit that link and join my WhatsApp group. Join my WhatsApp group so that whenever I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. So if you look at this, after I pushed this out by half an inch, we have a shortage here. So we're simply going to remove this. But it will not affect the length of this shirt at all. Why? Because there was excess allowance we gave to the length of the shirt when we were cutting the shirt. So it will not affect the length of the shirt at all because of the excess allowance we gave for the length when we were cutting the shirt. Alright, so this is it. So we are done with the two front pieces. The next thing for us to do is to work on the sleeves. Okay, so this is the sleeve. You see the way I cut the sleeve. This is the actual length somewhere here. If I turn this way, you understand better. This is the actual length. You see the chalk mark is here. So I'm going to fold it on this actual length inwards. All right, from that actual length inwards, and I'll do the same thing for the second sleeve. Whatever I do to this first sleeve, the same thing I'm going to do to the second sleeve. That's how it's done. So it will be 9, okay? It will be 9. All right. So simply we'll fold it here so that it becomes. So I'll use my hemming gum. Hope we all know what hemming gum is. This hemming gum. I'll apply hemming gum to this. Remove excess this side. All right. So the second step, I'll do the same thing, and the yoke. All right. This is the yoke. Okay, this is the yoke. All right. So even for the yoke, you see I've already hem it inside by about 3/4 inch. I've hem it inside. All right. So the next thing for us to do now is to go to the machine and start the joining. The joining formula we're going to use is this. This is the good side. This is the bad side. All right. So we'll now bring the front pieces. This is the good side. This is the bad side. The bad side with the bad side like this. All right. Like this. Okay. Now we'll bring our yoke together. This is our yoke. Our yoke now will be the what? The good side with the good side of the what? The fabric. But in order not to confuse you, let us finish joining the shoulder, the back and front piece together first. So you see, I'm going to join it like this. So I'll carry the second piece of the front. Alright. So this is the first piece of the front. You can see. This is the first piece for the front. You see this, the first piece for the front. So we'll join the second piece for the front this side. You see this. So bring the second piece for the front. Still open it like this. Hope you can see very well. You still bring this like this and match it here, right? You see this, join it here. And when joining, please don't allow it to stretch, right? So now, watch how we are going to join the yoke. We are finished joining the two front pieces to the back piece. Now the next thing for us to do is to bring our yoke and join it, all right? So as you can see, this is it. The front pieces have been joined to the back piece. Can you see this? So we'll bring our yoke and join it so that this allowance will become this seam allowance will be inside. So this is our back piece. This is the bad side. This is the good side, facing the good side of the fabric, like this and like this. So we'll keep it here. We'll stitch it. We'll also stitch here this side. All right, as simple as that. But let me turn like this so that you'll be seeing the first stitch. So that we'll make sure that the first stitch here is inside as we stitch. All right. It's a bit dark, but what I'm doing is simply what I've explained. So I hope you understand. So we are finished stitching this side. So we'll do the same thing, stitch the second side. Let me show you what I've stitched. This is what we have stitched. Can you see? So we'll take it here. We'll also bring it to this second side here. And we'll stitch it. Alright. This is it now. The second side here. Mind you, the whole thing is like this, right? So I've stitched this first side, we'll stitch the second side as well. Like this. Alright. So as usual, I'll turn this way so that we can see the stitch. Alright, so having done that, this is how it's looking now. Alright, so we'll simply move this yoke to the back because yoke is supposed to be at the back, right? So we'll now push the yoke to go to the back. This is the yoke. We'll now push it to go to the what, to the back. Can you see this? And turn it to go to the back. Can you see? Alright, so I'll take it to the back and simply what? Now run my stitch. You see, this is the front. Hope this is clear enough. This is the front. This is the back. So I'll stitch my yoke here. Alright. Hope the camera is close enough for you to see. Carefully, I will stitch my yoke here. You can see the way I'm aligning it very well. I'm aligning it, you can see, so that the edges of the both fabrics at the neck area here are the same. None is longer than the other. And also this way, I make sure that it's flat, right? But I'm careful not to pull the fabric because this fabric is stretchy. It's a fabric. Most of them are stretchy. So I'm careful not to stretch it. If you stretch it, it cannot give you the right shape when you are done stitching. So you try to be very, very careful with it. Alright? See this. The next thing, we'll now go to the table and look at it. Alright, so at this moment, you see we have joined the yoke, alright? And you see it's already looking, everything's already looking together. So for us to, the next thing for us to now do the pressing, we'll iron it properly to get the desired shape we are looking for. We trim it appropriately. First, let's confirm if the shoulder is okay. Shoulder is 19, right? What do we have here? This is how you measure the shoulder. What we have here is 19 and a half. So this is very, very okay. All right. We don't need to trim the shoulders again. The next thing for us to confirm is the what? Is the length. The length of our shirt is supposed to be what? 29. So let's see. You measure from here, the center of the shoulder, right? You measure from here. 29. This is 30 3/4. So this is fine. The remaining allowance is for our what? The hemming allowance. The next thing you measure is the what? Is the chest. How is the chest? The chest we are looking for is 40. Is 42. All right. But because it's vintage, let us give it a little bit of allowance. Let's make it 43. So this is okay. We have about 3/4 allowance both sides for the seam. Okay. And the next thing for us to look at is our arm. How is our arm? Is it exactly the way we want it? I think it's okay just to trim off some little excesses and we are done. We'll now go to the machine and we will join our shirt. So the down part here, the back piece is coming out a bit by about half an inch. So we'll trim it off. That's what I'm doing right now. Trimming it off. All right. The next thing for me to do is the sleeve. I'm going to touch the shoulder a little, the arm a little. Now, if this were a fitting shirt, you guys know, we would have deepened the front piece of the arm inside a little by half an inch, deeper than the back piece. But since it is a vintage shirt, which is very fit to the body, it's not that fitted, we're not going to do the half-inch trimming here for the front piece. All right. Hope you understand what I'm saying. If you don't get it, check the video on how to cut a packet shirt and you understand what I'm saying. That video is there. So this one here, I'll just touch a little because the front piece here, this is vintage material. No matter how you do, some places will still want to shoot out a bit. So I'm touching some of these areas. Okay, so let's confirm our neck. Right, the neck size we're looking for is a neck of what? A neck of 17. So since the neck is 17, this should be giving us at least 18 and a half. So if it's not up to 18 and a half, we'll trim it a bit. So this is not 18 and a half, so we'll trim it a bit. All right, we'll trim it a bit. Mind you, the reason why the neck short a little, if you remember, we removed even half-inch on the front pieces here after we got our button allowance. That's why we're having that little shortage. So we just trim off like half an inch. Trim off like half an inch. Alright. But we won't deepen the back. Remember, this is a shirt. You don't deepen the back, the neck of the shirt at the back, you don't deepen it. The same allowance I removed here, I'm going to move this side as well. About half an inch, remember? See, remove it here. But like I said, you won't get to the back. You stop here. Alright. So this is our neck now. And you see how it's looking. So let's check now. If we have 18 and a half, we are good to go. And 18 and a half, that should be 9 and a quarter, I think so. 9 and a quarter. So guys, I think we have it right now. Okay, you can see we have 9 and a quarter here. So right. So for our neck, since what we have there is 9 and a quarter, which is what? Which is 18 and a half. We are going to remove 2.5 inches from it. All right. So 18 and a half minus 2.5, that gives you what? 16, right? 18 and a half minus 2.5, that gives you 16. So it means what we're looking for here for our neck is a length of 16. This is the good side. I folded it inside, and we're looking for a length of 16. All right. So this is what? This is 17 and a little inch added a little allowance to it. 17 point like 17 and a half there. I'll cut it out. I'll gum it first, then I will show us how to trim it. So I'll apply my paper gum to this. The same gum I use for the front piece, the same gum I'm applying here. All right. So I'm still going to fold it again so that we can trim the neck very well. So, all right. So what I'm looking for, remember we said is what? Is 16. All right. It's 16, but it's almost 17 because of seam allowance on both sides. So I'm going to fold it this way. All right. So the edges here, I'm going to give it a wideness of just 2 inches. Wideness of just 2 inches. Okay. 2 inches here. All right. Meanwhile, at the center here, I'll give it what? 3 inches, difference of 1 inch. So I'm going to use my curve, my French curve. All right. Can you see this? Very simple and straightforward. To give it a very nice curve. Hope this biro is clear enough for you to see. If you cannot see the biro, please let me know. All right, guys. That was on a lighter note. So we'll now cut it like this. You see this? Cut it this way. All right. So this is our neck. It's all set for us to attach to the vintage shirt. So like I said, guys, if you're enjoying this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and there's a link, all right, to my WhatsApp group in the description below. Hit that link and join my WhatsApp group. So whenever I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Let's go to the all right. So this is the sleeve. Okay, we have hem it. If you want, you can leave the but this gum at times it tries to open, so I'm still going to run a stitch on it. So I'll do this on both of the sleeves. Now for the this is the neck, all right. So I'm going to close it both sides, having this side, having that side, all right. So I will turn it over. See this? I'm going to do the same thing on the second side. So the next thing now is to, if I mean to turn this over, okay, I'll just turn it over and then weave it, all right. Turn it over and weave it. Turn it over and weave it. You see this? So simply run a stitch here so that it will stay together for me to go and weave it. To join our sleeve, for us to join our sleeve, this is one of the sleeves. I'm going to join it for you to see. There should be a notch at the top of the sleeve there, the same way there's a notch on the shoulder here. So this notch goes with this notch here. This notch on the shoulder goes with the notch on the sleeve. Hope you can see that clearly. Simply join it. Trim it off. So the same thing, I'm going to join the second sleeve the same way I joined this first sleeve, alright? Alright, so as you can see, we are finished joining the sleeves. This is the first, another side. on the side. So the next thing for us to do is to go to the weaving machine, weave the inner of the shirt, then we'll come back and finish it up. So you can see we have finished weaving the shirt inside. We have finished all the weavings. You can see. Next thing for us to do is to join it, okay? So simply join. And when I was cutting this shirt, the allowance I gave for joining is half inch. Alright. So I did some trimmings. Let me see. I'm looking for 16 here. I still have my 16. That's okay. The body, I did not trim the body, so I'm going to maintain my half inch allowance. Alright. We're finished joining this side. The same thing we're going to do on the second side. Okay, we'll join the second side as well. This part here, I'm going to open it like this, alright? And I'll match in, okay, just about half an inch. Now do the same thing for the second side as well. So after running a stitch here, you see I have gone ahead to weave it all around. So I'm going to simply turn it over, alright? So when I turn it over for the front, you see how it's going to be looking from here all the way to here. Then I'll start my hemming from here. Okay, I'll start stitching from here. I'm stitching on just same half inch allowance, alright? So as you can see the second side again, the second side. So we are done with the hemming. The next thing for us to do now is to go ahead and what? And fix the neck, alright? So for us to fix the neck, first we identify the center, the midpoint of the neck, the center. So we hold these 2 points like this, so as to get the center of this neck, alright? We're trying to get the center now, the midpoint. That is behind, okay? So this is it, behind, it's our midpoint behind. We make a notch here. So bring our neck, right? So on even this our neck, we're going to identify the midpoint. But this will not notch it because we have weaved the neck, so we will not notch it. We'll make sure we fold it so that we'll know where the midpoint is. So since this is the midpoint, we'll keep the midpoint where this notch is here. And then we'll open it this way and then start stitching here. Now when you are keeping this, ensure that this neck is a bit overshadowing the this neck is a bit overshadowing this one here, just a little. Alright, so we a bit overshadow it a little. I'll show you why it should overshadow it when we are finishing the neck. So we stitch from this side to the end. You can see I'm stitching on the good side, alright. The top is overshadowing the down. Very, very intentional about that. So I'm reaching here, cut out this, and you can see. Now let's see the allowance we have here from this notch to this point. We have an allowance of 1.5 inch exactly. That's what we're looking for. Alright, 1.5 inch. So I'll simply fold it this way. Alright, I need to fold it this way, and then I'll stitch from here. Alright. This is very simple, guys. Very, very simple. I believe we are finding it as easy as it is. Like I said before, if you want to follow me on YouTube, you want to be getting my videos, you have to ask questions, you want me to help you, do something, you are struggling with a design, I want to help you fix it. join my YouTube channel by clicking the link in the subscription below. Join my WhatsApp group, all right, by clicking the link in the description below. Now look at the end here. Look at how I'm going to fold this here. All right, this is the down part. Okay, I'm going to fold it this way a little. Now match on it. So click the link in the description below and join my WhatsApp group so that you can have, you know, a better chance of interacting with me. All right. So the next thing is for us to, can you see what I did here? It's very intentional. Okay. So this other side will still do the same thing. We'll stitch. Now, since we already know what the allowance is, so that you have a very accurate work, what we have this side is what? What we have here. From here to here, what we have is 1.5 inch, right? So we come here, we still mark that 1.5 inch and we start our stitching at that point. Let's see where we have 1.5 inch. Here, alright, here. So we start stitching at this point here, where it is 1.5 inch. We have stitched back to the center. Can you see this? And we'll come here, the same thing we did there, we'll fold this here, alright, and then we'll stitch this. When we get here, we'll fold this in like we did on the other side, fold it in here. So the next thing for us to do is to turn this over. Let's see what we have. All right, turn this over here. See that here? Turn it over this side already. Can you see this? The neck. This is palm collar. I'm going to notch this place. Guys, I'm going to notch this place. I'll do it on the other side as well. I'm going to notch this place. That when I turn it, it's looking as the way I want. So the next thing for us to do, the last thing for us to do is to come over to the back here. Now, this was why I said when you are placing the this neck, this weave area should overshadow this one, because at last you are going to do this, okay? So you can see that only the weaved part will be showing, all right? That's why I said that. So you ensure that the fabric is not squeezing under, so you pull it up very well. See, when I'm adjusting it, get to this point, something do it this way, and we are done. See that? See the back? See the back? See the front? So at this point, we can confidently say that we are done stitching this vintage shirt. So let's go to the table and see how it's looking, guys. For us to, this is our shirts. We are done. The next thing is how to do what? How we can fold this neck. All right. So simply we are going to mark an allowance from here to where we fold it. We're folding at what? At 4.5 inches. Okay. So this is 4.5 inches here. So fold it this way. All right. At 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches. Presser. 4.5 inches. Here. You can see this clearly. We're folding at 4.5 inches. So the same thing, this other side will also fold it at 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches here, right? So if you enjoy watching this video, if you learned anything from this video, if this video helped you in one way or the other, I will appreciate if you can hit the subscribe button, turn your notification bell on, so that whenever I drop my videos, you will be the first to be notified. And like I said before, for more communication with me, you can hit the link in the description below and join my WhatsApp group so that we can always chat there. All right, trust me, it's a very, very active group. You will love it there. So welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Not Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the whole wide world, guys. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thank you. We are done with this. All right. Thank you.